Oh my gosh, I want to vent for a minute. Howdy peeps, first of all. I'm about to blow my stack. This is the second time. There I am on Waddy over there. This video right here is a video right after the one where me and Stevie sets everything, where I do the Bobby Goodson intro and all that stuff. For those of you that's following along, there's Roger over there. He's been skidding to me and the Super Kitty over there. And the Big Mama and Big Daddy had to bid on a patch of timber this morning, so they're not getting there till a little bit later. So, and this is the morning I showed up, grabbed number 9. I think I left the house at 10 to 4 or something like that. I left real early to go up there to Ed's and get the Super Kitty up there where we pulled off the other job. We're about 2 days into this job. We've been logging. This is day number 3. We've been logging for 2 days on this job. And Stevie been doing all the yarding, so now we set the Super Kitty up, and Big Mama's coming out to yard with Stevie. And then me and Stevie's going to do more. Well, Stevie's going to yard with her and truck and then pull out a surplus. Basically, it's a lot easier to set the den and soft ground it and then get us logging. And then Big Daddy, when we got time, then we set the boom. And give Big Mama a couple days to call her head and color mulch, because it's going bananas right now. That bald log Stevie's got's an ash log. But anyways, I'm about to blow my stack. This daggone computer I got, son of a buck. I bought this Dell, I think it's the 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Spent, I think, like almost $2,000 on this thing. It's ridiculous what we spent on this computer. Because I told Mommy, I said I want a good computer, but I don't know crap about picking out a computer. Well, you assume when you go to Dell, and she actually told them, hey, we need a video editing computer. This piece of crap, I bounced it off the wall yesterday. $7 wouldn't compute. I gave her a little brain duster right off the wall. Didn't help nothing. So it ain't an attitude adjustment. The computer does not need an attitude adjustment. It just needs to, ran over is what it needs. Them's them 2 logs from the last video. I throw them over to Stevie. There you go, buddy. Don't say I never gave you nothing. He can clean him up way quicker with this den. Me and Stevie, we're big den fans. I just like the smoothness of it. Now, the Super Kitty's good with the dangle grapple. I've used them. It don't matter to me. I don't feel like I'm good at anything, but I've done a little bit of everything. To me, I don't care. I don't have a super duper preference, but I like the Super Kitty because it's got reach and height on the cab to where you can see better. But the den like Stevie's got it here, it's perched up on it's perched up in the air to where you can see. So if you can climb on top of something, the den's fine. It's not got quite the reach that Knuckle Boom's got, but it ain't bad. You just move around more. Stack yourself in quicker, that sort of thing. But what all's been going on, and I done had all this edited up once before the stupid computer crashed, because it obviously thinks that I don't have anything better to do with my time. So yeah, right now I got weeds to pull. I could be outside pulling weeds right now. There's weeds coming up. But anyways, I'm stuck in here doing this, and I've been glad to do it for you peoples. That whatever peoples I got that would like to see logging videos. So, and Stevie's loading white pine. This here's a load of light wood. So, and this trailer's only 36 foot long. So, it looks overloaded even when it ain't. Because the wood, there's no air gaps. The wood all stacks close to each other. I think the longest log he's put on there is 12 foot. So, I usually carry short wood. And it always looks like it's overloaded. This trailer always looks overloaded to me, and you pull across the scales and make a fool out of you every time. Just because it's too short. Now, we got the state grace because we're not getting on interstate on this job. So we got a little bit of grace. But even when Stevie gets done with this load, I don't know that. I hope the grace catches it because it's close. It's pushing it. But he's do got some air gaps the way he's stacked in there. Is some air gaps that might make it work. I don't know. It pulls good and everything, but the reason I bring all this up is because I'm having a little trouble with this number 9 truck. It's got a 10-speed C12 cat feeding it motor. That's a hard maple. He's a swing off the side. He's after him lighter logs. He's trying to treat me good. He's trying to put that lighter wood up top. But anyways, I kill it climbing in the mill, and I'm convinced that, you know, it's got to be somebody else's fault. It can't be my fault I killed it. Basically, this truck, the fuel filters are getting stopped up on it, but it did kick up a code. The Jake brake ain't working right either, and me and my buddy MLH was talking. Those of you that ain't subscribed to him, go check him out, subscribe to him. Me and MLH was shooting a bull, and I said, hey, I got a code on here, and he told me how to look up the code. It was code number 14, which said about Jake brake. He said, your wiring's messed up on your Jake brake, which is fine, because we had another harness in the shop for this C12, because it was coming on. The wires where they go into the upper part of the engine up there, you know, they ain't protected real well. They get dry, or they get hard from heat and stuff like that, and they get to where they don't flex good. Anyway, long story short, ended up putting a wiring harness in this thing, but it didn't fix my power problem. So I got the Jake brake problem fixed, but I didn't get the power problem fixed. Well, being a ding dong, and that's soft maple, and I will say ding dong because I was a ding dong. I don't know what I was thinking or how I got myself confused, but I ended up changing the pressure filter. You know, all diesel engines got two filters for the most part. They got your filter that filters it before the lift pump, and you got your filter between the lift pump and your high pressure fuel pump. Well, I changed the pressure filter, which is the filter after the lift pump, which is never the problem. It's always the suction filter that's your problem, because it's got to draw through that filter before it gets the fuel from your tank. For some reason, it's back there on the frame, and with the ding-dong stuff I had going on in my head, I forgot to change the suction filter. I don't know how, but it happened. Ever happened to you? Happened to me. So we battled this truck for like 2 days, trying to get this thing running right. Now I'm pulling up for Stevie. And come find out, it was the daggone suction filter on our power problem the whole time, which made me feel like a ding-dong. And of course, everybody at work's been tormenting about it. You know, two filter tater. You know what I mean? But, we get that fixed. I went ahead and recorded some of changing the wiring harness for the Jake brake and the injectors on this. I got that on the end of this video, which I'll get to when we get to it. That's hard maple. Now, that piece of log area is a little bit heavy. You know, hard maple ain't light. It's a pretty dense wood. But there's less than 4 hard maples on this load. Maybe there's 4. And there's 1 hickory Stevie ends up putting on by the end of this. But the rest of it's all white pine and poplar and a little bit of ash. And they're all like crackers. So the load's not near as bad as it looks, although it looks, when it gets done, it looks pretty good. And I guess that's it. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, towards the end of this video, it's Monday. I think I got everything all jumbled up, but it's Monday towards the end of this video, and I end up going on pallet wood. I get this job cut. I think at the point you're looking at right now, the job's almost cut or something like that. And I go off on just trucking. There it gets Papa Bear back. It had to have an injector put in it. He gets Papa Bear back. And I get Blackie back. But I go on pallet wood. Danny grabs this truck, old number 9. And I didn't cover a lot of it, which I should. I don't know what I was thinking. But that was just one of them days. But we hauled flatbed. Me and Danny went off on flatbed for a day. And caught some of the flatbed up. So flatbed, you got to haul the flatbed to get paid. You know, all this stuff we're doing out here, that's fine and dandy, but you got to haul the flatbed off because that's where your paycheck's coming from. So me and Danny had to jump off on flatbed to get that wood. And with this corona mess, we want to make sure and get our wood hauled off and get it off the property. If we got it processed, we got to get it off the property before somebody else shuts down. You know, that's our concern. Everybody's shutting down over everything. And with manufacturing, you know, you're usually taking your wood to a more populated area. You know how populated areas have been on this corona mess here lately. I know I ain't seen nothing, but I hear stories. But we want to make sure and get everything we can hauled off to the populated areas before they shut down. We don't want to be sitting on wood. There, Big Daddy's giving Stevie a thumbs up. So it breaks to that, and then I guess that's it. I did show one morning with Levi coming to work with me. Levi's been coming to work with Daddy in the morning some, and going to Sawmill Elementary. Miss Mommy's been teaching because of Corona school. So what he does is ride to work with me in the mornings. He pretty much sleeps while I get to help get the mill running, and any breakdowns and stuff I help them with. You know, because a lot of the operators in the mill, they don't have time to do a lot of mechanicing in the morning. If something don't start or something, you know, I show up early to help them get going. You know, because your key people that can fix things, usually their hands are pretty full with their full-time job. So I like to help them get going in the morning and then finally get myself going. You know, but usually first thing in the morning I show up and help the mill before I ever get to fire. Some morning, on cold morning, I'll fire my truck up before I help the mill, but on warmer mornings, usually I'll fire the mill up and get everything going, and then I'll go up and fire my truck up and do my pre-trip inspection, all that stuff. Drive this thing. Saved my life. Oh, come on. Oh, now. You mother fudge-o-matic son of a biscuit. God, I hate this thing. Come on now. Well, at least we got took off okay. Damn 10-speed, I can't drive it to save my life. Now we're stuck in granny low. Great. We got a power issue on our C12 here, and here's a harness coming from the computer up, and it plugs into the valve cover and goes through and goes to everything. Having trouble with the Jake brake the other day, I got a hold of MLH Repairs, and he looked up it for me and said I got a wire messed up in my Jake brake from the flash code the truck put out, and well, now it's losing power. We and acting stupid, so I changed the fuel filter, but it didn't quite act like fuel filter, but it mostly acted like fuel filter. Well, that didn't make a difference. It didn't help a bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this harness. Derek said we got a harness here, which Mama said Derek was gonna be back early. He could have changed all this, and I wished I would have knew that before I tore into it. So now that I done tore into it, I'm gonna finish it myself, and we'll see how well this works out for me. Now, before all the naysayers get on me, this is not the first time I've changed a wiring harness on a Caterpillar engine, and it ain't the first time I pulled the Jake brakes off of one. So don't start in on me on all that mess. But I will say this: you're not looking at a good mechanic. I'm not a good mechanic. Every time I'm a mechanic, I'm usually thinking of 14 other things I need to be doing instead of mechanicking. And I'll come clean and tell you I took the Jake brakes off this thing and I never did torque them back. I never did set the lash on the Jakes, which I think the Jakes are a little bit light. I think the lash is probably needs reset. But right now I'm thinking about 4 other things I need to be doing while I'm dropping sockets down there and digging for them. So those of you that want to grill me, go ahead and grill me, because I don't care. I'm confident in myself. I don't care. Now, usually I like to torque him, Jake, but I can't remember none of my torque specs. I don't do it enough to remember the specs. The Jake brakes, you got 2 big nuts and then 1 smaller bolt. There I am replacing the harness and the valve cover. That's the old harness that's been cooked and brittle. But it's just like MLH said, it was wore right there at the top where it goes over the Jake brakes. And I'm harvesting the clamps and stuff off the old harness, put on a new harness. Now, the harness also runs your injectors, and they're all numbered 1 through 6, so they can't be messed up very easy. Big Daddy comes and helps me because what I'm doing, I'm spazzing around. You got to make sure the gasket don't come loose on the bottom of the valve cover and stuff and leak. We don't want no leaks. Like I said, I don't torque anything, but with them big, thick balloon gaskets that Cat got on these, you got to go around them a few times to get them snug. I guess that's about it. We put this all together. I don't know why I didn't cover me driving it. I took it out for a drive. Jake brake ain't missed a lick. It works great. Thanks, MLH, for helping me. And those of you out there, don't be calling MLH and pestering him on stuff like that. Me and him's buddies, and we was having a friendly conversation. I just happened to mention it. There's one thing I hate, and that's people trying to take advantage of their mechanics. You want any information from MLH, you pay for it. You know what I mean? Don't be sitting there bumming off of him like I did. But I mean, me and him was shooting a bull about something there and said, hey, what's the code 14 do? And he said, oh, that's your, whatever. Wire and harness, your Jake brake shorted out. But I hate that. Don't do that, and do not. And here's the valve covers for it. And of course, me not torquing anything, I got to go around them a few times. Because these gaskets on these Cats, well, they're more like O-ring gaskets. They're thick, mushy. Got to go around them a few times to make sure they're snugged up so they don't leak. And don't strip your bolts out. Oh, man. I dug into one Cat motor around here one time. I think that motor actually got blowed up and took away. And we got replaced with the Freightliner motor. But that thing was stripped out. I don't know what happened, if somebody was drinking on a job or what, but all the bolts. That's aluminum. Don't over tighten on that mess. Don't do it. Take your time. Be soft. There's the air cleaner box. And I think that one hose I hooked up down there between the valve cover, that was the intake for your air compressor. And here's a boost hose. Get it on there and get them good. And there's your hose from the filter. Now here's Stevie and Big Mama stacked in. I don't know what day I got this picture, but I'm done timber cutting at this point. I remember I parked Brutus, and here's how the Corona's done it. How you doing, boy? So he's been getting up with me, going into work at 5 o'clock every morning. And when I show up, I usually end up working on a few things. It takes me a while to get make sure everybody's up and running good and they don't need my help, and then I'll start my job. So he just sits in the truck and sleeps. I'll do this. Then he goes up to the office for Corona School, where the sawmill classroom is, and then Mommy teaches them she does the teaching around here. So and so she's trying to do her thing and teach kids both. Are you learning anything at Mommy's Corona School? He's awful sleepy. You want my eyeballs looking for Caddy. I don't want my eyeballs. Talk about change of pace. The best thing to do, show up right at quitting time. They hit me with 3 of them. There's one more, there's a crown lift running around here somewhere. Get me. I ain't gonna record for long. I don't know if they want me to record them or not.
That's awesome. And then they're stacking them over there. A little change of pace.